since he's got the dude, the spirit, is making the ring, and then his spirit gets taken from him and he nearly dies. And then he puts the ring on to stay alive. And then obviously your mission is to go and find him, who nicked him or whatever. Because I think it's just all about the Shadow Mordor games. I just personally think it's just showing you how like the ring came to be the ring, like how it became so powerful and shit. Because it's even got that little dude on it as well. Like because he can like, he can hear the ring. He can hear like the ring talking to him. Ain't he even the guy that you're playing as? Ain't he on the films as well? Or is he on the Hobbit films? Because it's all about, it's like that spirit that obviously takes over you on the first one. He obviously does it so you can get revenge. And it's like with that thingy dude on the films, the guy with the sword, I don't know his fucking name, and at one point it can summon the dead. It's basically just like that, really. That's how I see it. The Shadow Mordor games, it's just before Lord of the Rings, and it like leads up to the Lord of the Rings. Because you don't even see the tower in it. Well, you do see, on the first one you do see the tower, but it's not like powered up or whatever. It ain't got that iron or whatever it is. Because it does kind of look like, on this one, they've just gone more in depth with, like, the abilities and shit. Like, you can full on get an army and actually, like, attack castles and shit. To take over that castle or whatever. Like, you're fucking pissed. Like, you just think, right, I'm killing everybody. I don't care. Because I say the only thing that I just like about it, it's just the moves. Like the moves that you can do on it, it just looks sick. And yeah, I could see it's just Assassin's Creed, but it's just Lord of the Rings, that's all it is. But the gameplay for it, the combat and shit, it's awesome. When you get full on how to play and you've got abilities and shit, it's fucking sick. And plus, what makes the game unique is that Nemesis engine, where the computer remembers, like it remembers you. So if one of them gets away, or if you badly damage it, or you burn him, and then he runs away, it remembers you. That's what makes the games so unique. Because it's like the first ever game to have that. I fucking hate these. It's just that. That's what I hate. Fireballs. Again, look. It's yet again. It's fireballs. Constantly throwing fireballs. Because it was even pretty much the same for me for The Witcher 3. When I played through that, I just didn't, like... I didn't pay attention to the story because I never played, like, the previous ones. But, like, nowadays, anyway, when they make games, like... When they make a game of, like... It's like Witcher 3 and shit. When they make that game... They always make it so it gives you flashbacks of the previous game, so then people that's come up to buy it and they've never played the rest, it basically tells you anyway. Like they make it noob friendly, really, or whatever they say. At least I killed one of those shits. That's another thing I find a little bit silly. The effect of the cannon, it clearly states increased Kai recovery speed. Enemy out of Kai. He was out of Kai. I hit him, so it should give me the effect. So they've obviously made it so it only does it when you are fighting them and then you get their stamina to 0. It should just do it either way, because it just clearly states when enemies out of Kai, you gain recovery, Kai recovery. Welcome back, man. Pretty much the same with Evil Within. They better not make it so there's something on the game that's just gonna ruin it. They better not do that, because that's the one thing like I said yesterday, I just got a feeling at the back of my head that they're gonna do something to the game, or they're gonna put something on the game, and then it's just gonna not make it feel like a fucking horror game, or it's not gonna make it feel like Evil Within. And it's just pretty much, it's gonna be the same as that. Like, you can obviously tell with this with this Evil Within 2, they're obviously gonna make it so it's gonna tell you all about the first game. So then it's like for the new people. Because it's like, even the trailer that I've seen, it kind of, to me, it does genuinely look cartoony. It looks cartoony. Kind of like what they did with the whole Gears business. The first Gears and the second Gears, it were like all dark and shit, and then the third and the fourth one came out, and it's like all colourful and shit. Normally the second games are the best version of the game, yeah, but not for a lot of games. And I can definitely name one. Can definitely name one of them. Devil May Cry 2. Yeah. What the hell Capcom was thinking when they made that game, I haven't got a fucking clue. Oh, you twat. But we just have to wait and see. Let's just hope it's a good game. I enjoy it like I did with the first one. Was it shit? Yeah, it fucking was. Devil May Cry 2 was disgusting. It was absolutely horrible. Like, the way that it's just the way that they made it. It's like coming from the first one and then they make the second one. It's like it's a totally different game altogether. But like at the same time, it isn't, in a way. It's like kind of like what they did with Resident Evil 6. Like, it didn't feel like a Resident Evil game. It just felt like an action game with all shit that you could do. It's still like that had like the same aspects of one, of where you select a mission. When you select a mission, you carry on from when you just finished the other previous mission, so you can actually go back to like the starting shit. Kingdom Hearts will be excellent to be Raw Musu, and the second one is currently the best, but the third one will be the best. Never played Kingdom Hearts. It's all Disney shit, innit? I will do that thing again when I go on the best reviews of the game. Yeah, it'll fucking... It's still moving. and then they made Devil May Cry 3, and then it kind of, obviously everyone got like, they got excited about Devil May Cry again, because they brought the whole like stylish system into the game. Where you can, before a mission starts, you can pick a style. Gunslinger, Royal Guard, Swordmaster, Trickster. And then, so then you can come up with like loads of different combinations within that one style, since you can only pick one. And then they made the fourth one, and they made it so you could just, you've got all styles all in game, so you could like proper customized combos. It was insane. That title you that with Sniper Ghost Warrior 3. Oh, when I put Sniper Buggy Warrior, didn't I? Something like that. Because it's like when I played Devil May Cry 4, I changed the button layout, so it was different for me. Because you could do a lot of cancelling, because that's when they kind of, well, they didn't bring it into that version, they brought it into 3 with the jump cancel. When you Oh, I mean when I was telling you what people thought of the game, haha. Oh yeah, when they were saying, oh, this, that, oh, it's fantastic. It's fucking idiots. Because they made it, it's like even with the DMC Devil May Cry. They even made it on that one as well. You could jump cancel, and it was a lot easier. A lot easier. And with Devil May Cry 4, it was harder because you had to like full on in the face to do the jump cancel. But with DMC, you didn't need to. You just need to be within the area of that enemy to jump cancel and be obviously off them. There was even, I'm pretty sure it never got patched because obviously there was a such thing as patches, but I don't think Devil May Cry 4 ever got patched. And it's like, I never really tried it actually when I played Special Edition. Because there was the thing that you could do when you change the button layout, because it's square to shoot and it was triangle to swing, and I changed it so it was circle to fucking swing, X to jump, and then triangle to shoot. So then my thumb, I quite liked DMC Devil May Cry, some of it. Yeah, it was a good game. Don't get me wrong. Because when I got it, I wasn't going to get it. But I'm like, it's a hack and slash. I need to get it because it's a hack and slash. And then when I actually got it and played it, the gameplay, yeah, it's fantastic. But the whole story of it, and plus it being a reboot, it was just a total slap in the face to Devil May Cry fans. That's all it was. It is. That's all it was. It was just a slap in the face to Devil May Cry fans. Because even Devil May Cry, this is how bad it was. I'm pretty sure I've said this before. Devil May Cry 4, for when that released, that made more money than DMC Devil May Cry did. And when, I can't even remember when Devil May Cry 4 came out. Because I think Devil May Cry 4 sold over 1 million copies within the first day. And I think DMC Devil May Cry, it only sold like nearly, I think it was like 400k copies. Just because of the character. That's the reason why no one liked it. It's because of the character. They totally changed the character of the game. What horrible graphics, horrible story, boring character. It's just terrible. I can't believe others are rating it above 5. It's bad, very very bad. I was very disappointed. He's just a bitch. That's all he is. He's a bitch. It's like someone coming out and saying that fucking Resident Evil 4 was absolutely shit. It was disgusting. The story's wank. The character's boring. It's like, what the fuck are you on? Are you on crack? It's boring. The character's boring. The game's horrible. And the story is boring. Horrible story. What the fuck? The story was fucking decent in it. It was one of the stories that fucked with your head, thinking, what the fuck's going on? Because that's why I want to know what number 2's all about. But it's all about his daughter or something, because you never seen his daughter. It was. They were about the little dude in the prison. Well, in the hospital. And the main dude in the fucking game, because he gets out at the end of the game. The whole mother brain business, like fucking Matrix. You're in his system, you're in his brain, and then he leaves. That's why he wants the kid. He wants to find the kid to take over him, so then he can leave, and then that's what he does at the end of the fucking game. When you get out of the tub, and you're linked up to the fucking machine, the brain, and then you go to the hospital, you go to the front of the building, and then you see the kid walking out, and that's him, as the kid. So he's in the real world now, whatever. One of the worst Resident Evil games, this was when the franchise started going downhill. No zombies, just stupid villains, villagers, and horrible that has been replaced by mindless shooting. No zombies. No zombies on Evil Within. They ain't zombies, no. A girl on it that looks like the girl from fucking The Ring and shit. You've got a guy that's running around with a chainsaw after you. Kind of like the chainsaw guy off Resident Evil 4. You've got a fucking guy with the axe running after you. Hans is like Nemesis. You've got enemies that pretty much are zombies. But yet they can just pick up guns and shoot at you and throw shit at you. Oh, he meant Resident Evil 4. Oh, so he did. Yeah, because it says one of the worst Resident Evil games. One of the worst Resident Evil games. This was the franchise that started going downhill. No zombies, just stupid villagers and horror. And the horror has been replaced by mindless shooting. That's when they changed it, but they changed it, and it's still a good fucking game. It's loved everywhere, just the way the game is. Because that's another thing I don't get when people say, oh, because the game hasn't got zombies in it, it just makes it a shit game. But they've gone, I'm pretty sure from fucking Resident Evil 4, they went off the whole fucking T virus because it's got destroyed. It's pretty much fucked. Umbrella are gone. So then they brought a new fucking virus into the game. The whole fucking parasite or whatever it was fucking called. Of where they could control things. Well, control people, but they've act like zombies. They're just mindless things. But they were just still conscious, so they could like pick up stuff and shit like that. And then without that, they wouldn't have done the films, the animation films. And even the animation films told you a lot about the games that the games didn't originally tell you. Because even one of the, well, it's not the latest animation film. I think it's the third one, I think. You actually find out that the Lickers on Resident Evil, they're not tyrants. They're a totally different thing. They're an absolute different breed of thing. Because everyone thought that they were tyrants, but they're not. They're actually a whole different breed. And that's when they brought the whole virus, the new virus into the game. It's like even with Wesker. Wesker, he's not fucking dead. He's not dead. There's no way he's dead. He's not dead. There's no way he's fucking dead. He basically made the fucking game. It was sick. It was awesome. It was a mint bad guy. He's basically the Joker, really. Without the fucking Joker, where would Batman be? He made Resident Evil what it was. He's pretty much the guy that fucking started it. And there's no fucking way he's dead. And with the whole virus thing that they brought into 4, I mean 6, with the whole parasite thing where they can regenerate, they could easily make it so Wesker thought about it and he thought, right, I'll make a clone of myself. So if I die, I'm still alive anyway, but no one knows. It's about that. It's even the virus on Resident Evil 7. It's just the same as that. It's the parasite again. It just controls people. And it makes it so they can regenerate. That's all it is. There's no T-virus anymore. That's all gone. That's fucking done for. Umbrella's dead, really. They just need, yeah. I obviously played Resident Evil Revelations, yeah. Quite a good game, kind of cool. I could play as Claire and I could play as Barry again. But they need to bring out a Resident Evil game that's got Claire on it. Mate. Plus, well, they technically are with the whole Resident Evil 2 remake. Because obviously Claire's going to be in it. Claire was my second wife or whatever. So my first was obviously Orchid, Killer Instinct, of course it is. And then when I seen Resident Evil 2, I fell in love with Claire. I really did. It's actually kind of ironic because my favorite characters of the whole series is Claire and Chris. They're like my whole favorite characters, and Wesker, really. But it's like even the new trailer. They've actually finally brought out the trailer for the new Resident Evil 7 DLC. Well, not a hero DLC for Resident Evil 7. You're obviously playing as Chris. Of course it's fucking Chris. Because it clearly states Chris. I'm Redfield to say, yeah, I'm Chris. And everyone's like, that's not Chris, it don't look like him. I'm sorry, it's like, ain't it like 11 years or whatever it is set after 6? Fucking Chris is nearly in his 50s. Of course he's going to be going down in fucking muscle and shit. Because I'm pretty sure in Resident Evil 5, in Resident Evil 5 is 36, I think. And then in Resident Evil 6 is 39, I think. So he's obviously going to change within like 10 years. And it's like, even with that, when you watch that, it's like, what the fuck have they done to Resident Evil? It doesn't look like Resident Evil whatsoever. It looks like it genuinely looks like a COD game. It really fucking does. It genuinely looks like a COD game. Or because it's first person. Did that seriously just happen? I went flying. What the fuck? That's what put me off. Like, if it being first person, that's what put me off. I don't. It just seems stupid. I've never played it. Like I said before, I'm only playing that game when I've got VR. Where the fuck's my spirit? Where is my spirit? Where's my spirit? What? Don't tell me my spirit is all the way over there. It's there. It's there. The fuck? That is what I didn't like. Oh yeah, it's like I said though, they just made it first person because of VR. That's the only reason why they made it first person. It was like, well, it technically is. Resident Evil 7 was like the first ever game, like proper AA title, that was the VR, like a proper game. That's all it was. And that's the reason why they did it. I was looking forward to Resident Evil 7 until they made it first person. I want another Resident Evil 5 style game, not interested in VR. Well, it's like even with that though. People, that's why people are talking about Resident Evil 2 remake. Because people are worried about it. Because they think they're going to do something to the game that's not going to make it feel like Resident Evil 2. They're just going to do something to it or make it so it's like Resident Evil 5 camera angle and shit. Yeah, don't get me wrong. It was kind of cool, but if it's Resident Evil 2, like, they've got to be careful about it. Because if it's Resident Evil 2, the game, Jesus Christ, hit him, please. It's basically the game that pretty much made the series, and they've got to really be careful about it. Because that's why everyone's just so curious about it. If they just do what they did with the first game, the Resident Evil 1 remake, it's gonna be perfect. 100%, it's going to be perfect. It's Resident Evil 2, but they've just added more shit to the game. More plots to it, more buildings, more this, enemies, blah blah blah. If they do like they did with the first one, it's gonna be spot fucking on. Believe me, every fucker is gonna love it. Plus, we get to see Claire in HD, proper like HD, mate. We get to see Claire, proper HD. Whew. And it's like what I said with the whole Akuma thing. If when they put it in the Nintendo comics of where you beat the game 7 times with a knife without getting hit, and then you save the game, and then call it Akuma, and then you play as Akuma, when it was all a host or a load of bullshit. They need to put it in the game. They need to do that. With this remake, they need to do that. Do the exactly same shit, beat the game 7 times without getting hit, only with a knife, save it, then on that save, call it Akuma, and then you play as Akuma. Because they even put time and effort to make pictures of Akuma in the game. Full on pictures of the game. He's in like a test tube when you go inside the hospital. And then you can play as him because it says you could like do fireballs and shit. Is the remake coming or? I ain't got a clue what that says. Is the remake? It is coming. Oh, speculations. That's it. That's what it says. Speculations. I'm weird with words, man. I'm weird. But it is coming out because they've shown it. They've actually Capcom have actually they've actually come out and said that they are doing it because they did a video. The main director of the game, I think he's like one of the main directors of like the first games as well. Like even within, it's from the maker of Resident Evil 1, 2, and 3, and then because like I said, yeah, they've actually done a video because one of the directors talking about it, and it's got a TV behind it, and it's got Resident Evil 2 there, so it's obviously coming, but there's just not been no information about it. That's why everyone's just like curious about it. They don't want to fuck it up. They don't want them to make it stupid, or they've done something to the game. That's not going to make it feel like Resident Evil 2. I never played Resident Evil 2. It was just basically, it was the Resident Evil that started it all. It was the game that made Resident Evil. Because that's why everyone's curious about it. They don't want them to fuck it up. They don't want it to be another Resident Evil game and it's just pure garbage. They've just made it because what it is. They don't want that. It's like I said, if they just do what they did for the first game, it's gonna be fucking perfect. It's pretty much the Resident Evil remake. It's probably one of the best ever remakes they've done for a game, because it is a full-on remake, but at the same time it isn't. It's still got the same aspects of the game, but they've just added more shit to it. And if they do that for Resident Evil 2, perfect. Absolute perfect. Guaranteed. They will not need to fucking worry about it. It's like if they did a Resident Evil, a Devil May Cry 1 remake. It's the same game, but there's more to it. I would piss my pants. Guaranteed, mate. I would get so excited for that. If they full on said, we're doing a Devil May Cry 1 remake, and we're making it like Resident Evil 1 remake. They can't do that though. They not change up all the costumes and shit. They can't afford to do that. Because then if they do that, they've basically just dug their own grave with that. If they actually full on do that. Full on dug their own graves if they do that. So that's why everyone's just curious about it, because they've not brought out any information, and for the past Resident Evil games, they've been terrible. And like Resident Evil 7, yeah, I know for a fact everyone got excited when it says, when they clearly stated it's going to go back to its old roots. It's going to be a horror game. Survival horror. Yeah, it is. Resident Evil 7, it is. It kind of is. It's gone back to its old roots of where the game was. But if it being first person, it's just put it off for a lot of people. Yeah, it's just put it off for a lot of people. It's like there'll be millions like me. Oh, I didn't buy it because it's VR. I don't want to pay like nearly 300 quid just to play a game on VR. I'm not playing it normally. There's just no fucking way.